All right, hi, I'm Tyler Russell from KX93.5. We are backstage at House of Blues Anaheim. You may recognize this guy's beard. I'm here with Cebu and Ryan from Capital Cities. How are you guys?
Doing great.
My beard is doing fine.
But do you get recognized yet? Are you to the point where like, oh my God, you're that guy with the beard?
They do say you're that guy with the beard, but I don't know if that's recognition.
Okay. Of course, the band is playing tonight. You guys have had so much success over the past year or so. Safe and Sound now #1 on the alternative charts. How's it feel? I mean, you're killing it all of a sudden. That must be really cool.
It feels really good because we've been working very hard for the last 2 years, or actually the last 3 years, to make this happen, and it's been a very slow and steady build, slow process. So it's really nice to, I guess, feel vindicated. Like you know, we always knew we had something special, and for it to be going well right now just feels good.
Right, kind of validates it for you, probably for the first time. Now, I think the story of how you guys met is really cool because you didn't know each other before. You met on Craigslist, right? Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, I put out an ad to offer my services as a producer, and I got one response, and that was Ryan. And he came over to the studio and showed me some of his songs because he wanted to work on a solo project, and I started helping him out with that. But at the same time, he came up with some opportunities to write music for jingles, and we fell into that world for a couple years. And then, you know, all that collaboration and repertoire, I guess, that we built led to, you know, the natural desire to start a band, and that's what happened.
How has it felt now being in the front of the stage and singing and, you know, having your face in front of the people watching you in a crowd as opposed to, you know, being behind a production computer or whatever, making a commercial?
I mean, yeah, it's two very different worlds, but I embrace both. It's great.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, they're both. We've been touring for so long, and we've both been in tons of bands before this, so we've kind of been in the midst of both worlds for a long time, so they both feel very natural to us.
The album came out yesterday. Congratulations. There's a lot of craziness with the album release, but now that it's out, is it kind of like finally, or is there more to do now? How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't want to say a relief, but it's just nice to have it out because we get to share new music with a bunch of people that I think have been waiting a long time to hear some new songs, so that's always good. But now we have the difficult task of really promoting it and just playing as many shows as possible.
Yeah. I think what's so cool is you guys had so much success from just an EP, which is, you know, more common now than not. I mean, Imagine Dragons was the same way, you know, #1 on everything with just an EP. You know, I was talking to Ryan before and how you did this all kind of yourself. Do you think the whole funding the radio campaign yourself was what made you successful, not searching a label right off the bat? Do you have advice in that regard?
Well, the most important thing is to not sign with a label unless you're really, really comfortable and happy with the staff, the people, and of course what they're offering in the deal. So it has to be like 100% good for you. Until you're 100% sure, do it yourself, you know. And for us, funding our own radio campaign was just a stepping stone. Up until then, we did a lot of legwork and did a lot of promotion just directly ourselves, with keeping in touch with all the blogs and keeping in touch with the fans and just playing a bunch of shows. So, you know, it's all stepping stones, and sign with a label that really believes in your project.
Let's talk about Safe and Sound, because that is indeed the thing that a lot of people probably come to see, and maybe the last thing you play, if I could guess. Can you reveal that?
Pretty much, yeah. It is.
That is now #1. The video, I think, is really freaking cool. Like the evolution of dance. What theater is that in LA?
It's called the Los Angeles Theater. It's this old theater that's been out of commission for a long time, but they finally kind of brought it back to life, and now they're renting it out for videos and stuff like that. And one day they're going to actually host events and shows there. It's beautiful.
Was it your idea to do that evolutionary thing, or was it the director's idea, or what?
We had initially done a kind of a DIY video ourselves where we pulled footage from YouTube and pulled footage of like really old and new dance scenes as well as war scenes. So we kind of juxtaposed those two scenes together and created this kind of emotional video that was also celebrating dance and optimism. So that was our idea, and then this new video was kind of a take on that, but it was more about the collaborative nature of humans, and how we can maybe mash up different cultures with dance styles from different eras as well, in this just joyous celebration. Yeah.
You guys, I mean, you're obviously in the music scene at the exact right time. The electro pop indie thing is all of a sudden huge again. I know you take a lot of 80s influence in your music. Is it coincidental that all of a sudden this is all big and you guys are successful, or did you jump on that electro bandwagon, or how would you put it?
That's a hard one to answer. I don't know. I mean, I think we're just influenced by a lot of different styles of music, like jazzy music, bands like Air, Pink Floyd, just all kinds of things. So there's definitely a lot of electronica in our sound, but there's also a lot of live instrumentation. So I don't really know if it's a coincidence. I guess we did get in at the right time with bands like MGMT and Empire of the Sun kind of preceding us, and now we're sort of hitting the mainstream with a sound that I guess they pioneered in some way. But
how much of your show is live instrumentation versus like pre-produced stuff? Like you can hear a lot of trumpets in the album, for example. Are those real trumpets?
yeah, well, our live show is definitely a mix. There's a lot of backing tracks, mainly just the electronic beats are there, but then over the top of it it's mainly live bass, live guitar, all live trumpet, live vocals obviously, and then a lot of keyboard playing between the two of us. So it's a good mix of live and electronic.
Not forget the tambourine, very important.
Do you do much dancing?
Minimal, but we do break a sweat. Yeah.
All right. Again, they're playing tonight. They're called Capital Cities. Now, I did expect to see you in the big sunglasses. I'm unimpressed that you're wearing the small one. Do you still have those laying around somewhere?
I have plenty. I just, sometimes they give me a headache. They're kind of heavy, right. But when I feel good, I put them on.
Do you wear the sunglasses on stage, the small ones?
The small ones, yeah. Those lights can get pretty bright,
Sure.
So I got to be ready for those.
So it's not like a rock star incognito thing. It's actually like an aesthetic choice for your practical choice for your voice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. What is the backstage like for Capital Cities? What's on your rider? What do we see back here usually?
Well, we're still tweaking that because we've learned that there are some things you shouldn't ask for because if they're left over and you take it on the bus, they'll rot pretty quickly. But no, we try to stay healthy with the rider. We've got apples and honey and tea and cold cuts and just a little bit of beer, a little bit of whiskey.
There's nothing crazy.
No.
Okay.
Avocados.
It's like California's treat.
Yeah, but sometimes they give us like very rotten, soft avocados, and we have to reject them and say, get us some new avocados.
Would you like to say what venue has given you rotten avocados?
I can't say. I can't call them out on that one. But I think it had to do with the region of the venue because you can't expect every place to have as fresh avocados as California.
But the House of Blues Anaheim has treated you well.
I haven't seen what they've provided yet, so I can't say yet, to be honest.
Yeah, these guys literally just got off the road, and they're playing a show tonight. Tomorrow is L.A., your homecoming show. I imagine Orange County is probably pretty rocking for you guys, too. A lot of people who knew you and have seen you grow. Is that cool playing for that fan base?
Totally. We're from Southern California, right. So we played in the OC many times. We played down in San Diego.
Nobody in Southern California calls it the OC, but...
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Orange County. So, yeah. And we just played Santa Barbara, so I want to include them in the mix. Yeah, we love we love our local fan base because they've just been supportive from the very beginning.
Well, you guys are killing it. I'm so proud of your success. We were a part of it when Safe and Sound first came out, on our radio station, and we're going to continue spinning stuff over at KX 93.5. So, Cebu, Ryan from Capital Cities, have a great show tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us backstage here at House of Blues Anaheim.